this is James at Plug-in Stations. Today we're going to be testing the Ohme Home Pro and running it through a series of durability tests to see if this is truly the industry's strongest charger. We're going to be dropping the Home Pro, obviously from up there. I'm not too sure how high that is, but it's high enough to break something. So we're going to be climbing up there, dropping it down and seeing if it still works, obviously after dropping it. Don't try this at home, and if you do try it at home, don't film it and don't get caught. So I'm going to be dropping this Ohme Home Pro down there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did make quite a big bang. I don't know. I think it's still going to work. I'm going to remain optimistic on this one. I reckon it's still going to work. Let's find out. Right, here she is. So I mean, let's have a little look just at the impact in general. It didn't really. I mean, apart from like a couple of little scuffs and whatnot, I think it's actually all right. Looks like that came out, but right, let's go and have a look. So she does turn on. Okay, so she's turning on. It is attempting to connect to the internet because these chargers utilize 4G, but that might just be because we've got no signal in this part here. What do we got now? So we obviously do have two solid red lights. And they're flashing. Yeah, so she's not doing too well. So I don't think she appreciated the drop, but the power still works. So some components are still working inside there. So I guess that's good. Don't drop your chargers from heights. That's the lesson for this story. I guess the lucky thing is that they're always sort of mounted at chest height. Anyway, if they were to fall, they're not going to fall anywhere near as far as they fell. As this one fell. So we do actually have a little bit of physical damage on here. You can see that the faceplate here has sort of come away a little bit. That's definitely going to have an impact on the IP rating of it. I mean, these are mounted on a wall like this. You can see inside there, water's definitely going to get in there. It's going to cause all sorts of mayhem with the electronics inside, not to mention it's going to take out the RCD. It's going to trip. So yeah, this one I would probably say it failed the falling test, in my opinion. This is obviously just more for entertainment purposes and for fun. We just want to push the chargers to their limits and actually see how far we can push them before they give up the ghost. Okay, so we've done the height test, didn't do too well. So what we're going to do now is a bit more of a pressure test. We're going to run it over with a van. So let me introduce you to my beautiful assistant here, Mario. Mario is going to be putting the charger underneath the wheel arch, and then we're going to run it over. So let's get going.
Yeah, go.
And just for good measure, just to make sure it's dead.
So the damage, it looks pretty bruised up. Yeah.
Do you reckon that will survive the rain? What do you think? Do you think it's still IP55?
I'm not too sure, mate.
No, I don't think so.
There is a gap there, so.
Cool. Should we see if it still turns on?
Let's see.
I know it's obviously like this bit's broken off, but I thought that was going to absolutely obliterate it. I thought it was going to be in bits. So I'm still quite impressed. All right, well, the screen didn't make it. Some kind of circuitry still working. We've got a different error light here, so that's slightly different to what... oh, and she's off. Oh, no, it's back on. No, I don't think this would still charge a vehicle. Too many components in there. I mean, you can see it's turning off and turning on again. So I think that this one is well and truly knackered. So our first victim didn't really make it past the car test. The car test. So we got a new one. The next one we're going to do, we're going to hit it with a pressure washer and see if it can withstand a high pressure jet wash. Now these are IP55 rated, so for IP55 rating, it's not really designed for high pressure, but you know, it's going to be more fun to do it with high pressure than low pressure. So let's give it a go. So the Ohme Home Pro is IP55 rated, which means that it can withstand limited ingress from dust and then light water splashes from any direction. So if I'm being brutally honest, I don't really think that this is gonna pass the test. I'm pretty sure that there's already water in there, but I'd be interested to find out. Right, so the Home Pro is now clean, so that's good. But does it still work? It had pretty high pressure, a pretty high pressure jet of water. So the question is, did it seep into all of the cracks and all the crevices of the charger? Let's go and find out. Right, so she's had the pressure washer test. So the moment of truth now is to see if it withstood a high pressure jet, which we don't think it would. Okay, so at the beginning of the test, we established that the Ohme Home Pro is rated to IP55. This means a device has limited protection against dust ingress and is protected against low pressure water jets from any direction. Now, as you remember, we shot pretty much from all directions, and it was a high pressure jet wash. So I'm actually really impressed that this managed to withstand, you know, the high pressure jet wash. Apart from the obvious sim error we've got, I'm confident that this would probably still charge. So yeah, I think it passed the pressure test, the pressure water test, to be honest. And you could have an EV charger at, you know, at something like a car wash or any other, you know, sort of premises that would have any kind of pressure washers or anything like that. I think for long periods of time of high pressure jet washes, hitting this, I still don't think necessarily would be too good for it, but having them around, you know, around it, as long as you install them, you know, sort of in a sensible location, I think that the Ohme Home Pro would be absolutely fine anywhere where there are pressure washers. We don't recommend that you use any kind of pressure washer on your EV charger when it's at home. If you do find that it gets dirty or anything, what I would recommend that you do, this is what we do when we install them. If there's any dirt, brick dust or anything like that on them, we just use trade wipes. Give it a nice little wipe down and she'll be good as new. The final test we're going to do is to see if an Ohme Home Pro can survive an air rifle, because the dangers of an air rifle and an Ohme Home Pro are real.
It did.
Did it crack?
No, I just bent. I reckon it'll still work.
Yeah, 100%.
This particular Home Pro obviously had, there's only a little bit of damage on it there. So yeah, I'm pretty confident this one's going to come back on. Let's have a look, shall we? So there's only really just a little bit of face damage on it. Obviously there's no internet, so that's not working. But yeah, again, I think the charger would work. Obviously you wouldn't want to buy a charger with an air rifle dent in it, but yeah, I think this would still work. So we don't advise that you shoot your EV chargers with air rifles. However, should you shoot your charger with an EV rifle, it'll probably still work. Happy days. We carried out 4 tests on the Ohme Home Pro. First test, we dropped it from quite a significant height. The casing of the Home Pro did break, however, it did still turn on. Now, if we move that to real world conditions, these chargers are typically either mounted on walls or on mounting posts, and they're about yay high. If they drop from that sort of height, I don't particularly think you're going to have a problem. Just don't throw it out your second story window of your house, and I think you're going to be all right. Test number 2, we ran it over with a vehicle. I don't really think there are really many real world conditions of you running over your car charger with your vehicle. However, I think there are conditions where you can put excess pressure on them. It would be like people leaning on them, or that's all I can really think of, to be honest, is somebody leaning on them. More, that test was just to see what sort of pressure we could put onto the charger to see what it could really withstand. So that one's not really too real world. Test number 3, though, we obviously hit it with a high pressure jet washer, and it still worked. I was quite surprised about that one, because of them being only rated up to IP55, which is light streams of water from any direction. You'd think that it wouldn't necessarily work. The only thing I can really think would be we didn't do it for necessarily long enough, as whoever gives these products their IP ratings. They may have done it for longer. In the real world, what I would take from this is, if you're using a pressure washer to clean your car, as long as you're not aiming the pressure washer directly at your EV charger, and just, you know, working on the car, I think you're going to be absolutely fine. And like we already mentioned, the best thing for you to do if you do ever want to clean your charger is to just use wipes, and then that negates any chance of any water getting into it. And we've already established that it will be fine in the rain. Test number 4, the most fun test, we shot it with an air rifle, because there are so many people running around with air rifles nowadays. There isn't really a real world condition to that, you know, firing something that's, you know, sort of propelled directly at it. I guess the moral of the story there is, don't shoot your EV charger with an air rifle and you should be all right. Thank you very much for watching our video. Drop a comment below, like and subscribe, and let us know if you want to see any more EV related content.